Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. We are not going to do an unboxing video today, but I'm going to show you this build-a-figure named Konshu. This staff is the only accessory of Konshu, which is nice because most build-a-figure don't have one. It's composed of two parts, both of which came from the Agent Jimmy Woo action figure. Let's try to attach it together. Though it is snug fit, they are very easy to attach. The upper part with crescent-shaped moon have some sculpted details which they also painted nicely. The sculpted details can also be seen on the lower part of the rod. Now that we're done connecting, let me set this aside. Let's start building Khonshu. Let me go first with his right leg. This right leg came with the classic Loki figure, while the upper body came with Howard the Duck. You just have to push it up. Some of these connecting points are not easy when you attach it together because most of them, like I said earlier, are snug fit. To avoid breaking any portion of the joints on any of these parts, I suggest you heat them up first before you proceed connecting the parts. Let's try connecting the left leg that came with the zombie Scarlet Witch. Okay, this one is quite easy to push. If you notice, I'm trying to push it further in order to lessen the gap. Okay, now that we've connected both legs, let me try the right arm. This right arm came with the Red Skull What If figure. It looks easy to connect the arm right here. You just need to give it a little push and it's done. Let's go over to his other side. Here's the left arm which came with the Agent Jimmy Woo figure. Although I noticed that the hinge on this arm is quite stiff. Let's give it a push. Okay, it's done. Oh, that was easy. Now let's attach the last part, which is the head that came with He Who Remains action figure. He's got that translucent plastic neck. I think they did this to make him appear like he doesn't have a neck, as we've seen in the TV miniseries. Okay, now that he's complete, look how awesome this is. By the way, if you're interested, you can visit or subscribe to this channel so you can watch the unboxing videos of the action figures that came with the build-a-figure parts that I mentioned earlier. I already put the link on the description section of this video. Now let's check the paint application on this figure. As what we've seen in the TV miniseries Moon Knight, Khonshu's outfit color is all dirty white. This character is supposed to be an Egyptian demigod with a bird-like appearance. Look how long that beak on his skull head. In my opinion, the paint they did on the skull head is great. Sculpted logo of the crescent-shaped moon as well as his belt buckle. The figure has paint washed and textured all over his body. Since he's wearing this linen type cloth, I think, that the Egyptian uses when they wrap the body after they're done with the mummification process during ancient times. At the back, there's so many sculpted wrinkles and slit on his robe with little to no paint wash at all dirty white. Despite not having much paint details at the back, sculpt like this cloth still looks great. I'm going to say it again, the paint wash they did on this skull is really great. Overall, the paint applied is somewhere between good to great. Somehow, I felt like the paint applied fell short to make this figure truly awesome. It's like they put all the paint budget on the head and only those selected areas that can easily be noticed. It's understandable since this is just a free figure when you buy a set of 6 figures. Next, let's check the articulation of this huge build-a-figure from head to toe. Let's check if his head can tilt. I noticed earlier when I attached his head that there might be a limitation in tilting his head on either side. Let's try his head looking up. I think this is the maximum range his head can look up. It's not much. Let's try looking down. Oh, I think this is the maximum range he can look down. Any portion of his beak cannot even touch the upper part of his body, though his head can rotate quite easily. Now let's go check the articulation on his arm. Let's try the left side. It can do full rotation with no problems. Oh wait, let's attach it again. No wonder earlier it was easily attached because I wasn't able to snap it on properly. I think we can continue. He's got a bicep swivel, which is working fine. The hinge on the shoulder is quite stiff. I cannot pull the shoulder up. It felt like this might break. Okay, forget it. I don't want to force it. Let's go with the elbow. It's a pinless elbow joint, which is nice. However, I cannot bend his elbow further. Let's check the hand. He's got a wrist joint and a hinge. which are both stiff. He was not given an alternate hand since he only need to hold the staff. Let me try the elbow on his right arm and check if I think this is also stiff. I should have hit this up before I started this video. I'm sorry I cannot show that this double jointed elbow can make his forearm closer to his upper arm or biceps, but it can really do that. Even the shoulder hinge is also stiff on this side. I don't want to break the arm. I will hit this up later. His torso got a diaphragm cut in which the swivel has a good range of movement despite wearing a coat, but he cannot bend down or bend up. Also, there's no waist articulation. Let's see if he can do a split. I think he can do a split. This is the maximum range he can separate both his legs from each other. It's a pretty nice range for a tall build-up figure. I think I actually said huge earlier because his size is huge compared to other standard Marvel Legends. He's got a tie cut, both of them seems to be working fine. They have given him pinless joints at the knees, which is great. Let's bend this up to check his range. This joint is quite stiff, so let's try again. This is the maximum range he can bend his knee. His foot can almost reach his butt. They didn't give him swivel at the shin. There's a hinge type ankle joint and his foot can pivot. All the basic or common articulation points on a Marvel Legends figure or build-up figure, you can find it here. Despite some limitations on the movement in some areas, I personally think his articulation is great for a tall figure. He's not like Spider-Man where you can do dynamic poses when you put him on display. He can be as good and as awesome just by standing up and holding his staff just like this. Okay, next, let me show you Khonshu together with my other action figures in my collection. Look how he's standing tall next to these figures. Now that we're done building this figure, if you like this content, please give it a thumbs up. If not, give it a thumbs down. If you haven't subscribed, you can help my channel grow by subscribing now. Thank you for watching. See you on my next video.